Hey folks, your three slip fielders are back. On first slip, we've got homeboy Chai. Second slip, it's all me. And Randeep sitting at gully. I've pushed him out. Oh, he's got the ball. Yes. Let's go.
Oh, push him out.
And we've got the OG guest back, Amandeep. Let's go,
Yeah,
Amandeep.
Rob.
Hope you've scored a couple more 50s since we last saw you.
Oh, well, I haven't played any games since you last saw me. So let's say I've scored more 50s in the last few weeks.
You're like, I've been dreaming it in. You've been manifesting the runs. It's all good.
I mean, I dreamt a couple of days ago that Brian Lara dropped me from the cricket team. So,
Hey, Randeep.
Them dreams we played.
Hey, Randeep, you know how catches win matches? Now, drop catches gets you out of slips now.
Yeah.
Oh, fine, that's all right. I'll take that. I learned from my lesson. That's all right. I'll move to Gully. That's no problem.
This episode's a special one, though. We're not going to talk about any games that have happened, although a couple special games have happened. But this episode's all about one of the legends of cricket. He's had a very long career, especially for a fast bowler. 20 years. The man retired at, I think, the age of 41.
42
highest
now.
wicket taker. 42 now? Oh my gosh, okay.
He shared his birthday's a day before mine. So as I say, all legends are born in July. Just putting it out there.
Oh, fair. Even Dhoni was born in July.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. Dhoni was born in July too.
Yeah.
That's right. And this guy dreams of Brian Lara dropping him, so there's got to be some sort of connection there.
Yeah.
Little breed cricket.
Yeah.
And people enjoy.
So we're just going to go over the man's career and talk about most of the stuff that we didn't like because he played really, really well against the countries we really support. And talk about all the good things that he did. I'll pawn this off to you now, man.
Oh, yeah. No, thanks, Raj. Thanks. I've got the catch now. I've got the ball.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this is why we'll put you in the third slip now, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with still bowling at the age of 41, like there's something that he's done. That he talks about all in his interview. It comes down to what games he wanted to play, the diet that he had. I mean, as a batter, you could probably play up to that age because there's not an it's the impact on the body is not as the same, or the harshness and everything. But especially as a fast bowler, you would feel every single ball essentially because recovery period isn't the best. And especially with Anderson, I feel he's bloomed late into his career. I'm happy to be challenged on that because early on he was bowling 140s, 145s.
Yeah.
You know,
145s. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, there was also an early vision on me. I think the 2003-4 Ashes. The one or 4-5. I think when it was
4-5.
The one 4-5 where Langer and all of them bowed out. They showed him that his initial action had him close his eyes as he was releasing the ball. I still remember that. Yeah. So I mean, to him, you've got to do something right to take 704 wickets.
Yeah.
You know, that's a hell of a stat that he's got. Hell of a stats that he's got actually.
Yeah. And for nearly 11 consecutive years, he's constantly had over 40 wickets every year in tests.
Wow.
Yeah, which is and 40 is your base base, right? And then his peak has gone up to 57 wickets in the year 2010, just in tests.
Are we talking test wickets?
Right? Test wickets. 57 test wickets. So James Anderson is pretty much your main test bowler. All the stats, all the swing. He needs that early, fresh morning starts, swinging pitches. But at home, he's eventually unbeatable, right? Or he basically beats every single batsman. But, for a person with a career spanning over 21 years, I was doing a bit of lookup as to, who his favorite batsman was to get out. And then as you scroll through the list, you start off looking at Tendulkar, Dravid, Ponting, Callis, Smith, Dhoni, Sangakkara, Kohli, Warner. I'm like, this guy has seen quite a few eras of cricketers come in and go out, but he was still holding the fort.
Yeah.
But the caveat over here is, I think there were bunnies for bunnies all at home.
Actually, yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Even I remember there was a comparison with him and Dale Steyn being who was the better bowler, but I think at one, especially overseas, because places like India and Australia are probably the hardest place to bowl I would say Asian countries and Australia, because of just the different nature of the pitches, and they did find that Dale Steyn was probably slightly better than Anderson, especially in Asian countries.
Yeah.
And there's probably a stat, again, with Dale Steyn. I mean, I know we're veering off topic, but in Dale Steyn's interview, he said he got better to left-handers, again, later into his career. And it just shows it doesn't matter just because you're playing international. Doesn't mean that you can't still improve yourself.
Yeah. The interesting stat for me, though, is South Africa would be the second best place to bowl pace bowling. Do we all agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got the worst figures in South Africa.
That's true.
There must be something in South Africa, because Tendulkar's average in South Africa is probably the worst out of all. He only averages 30 odd.
30?
Yeah, I think
30
so.
was really good in South Africa.
34 or something.
That's so good. In South Africa, that's so good.
Yeah, I mean, a worst compared to all the other countries. So,
34 but 34 is terrible for a fast bowler, because you'd want it to be at least like mid to late 20s.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant I think there's something about South Africa for visiting teams that sometimes their stats there are probably the worst out of any other place. Yeah.
So Anderson has got most, over 400 wickets of his 700 have come in home. So utilizing the home conditions is really perfect. And like Raj mentioned, in Africa, he's got around 30 wickets, which is probably the lowest that he's ever across the continents that he's ever played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
mine, doing my bit of research, there's some interesting stats that I found. So he is the number one in all formats to take most wickets, which have caught by keeper.
And that does make sense,
as an
right?
opening bowler, you'd hope that.
Yeah.
And that's
correct,
but in all formats, that's
I feel like with
huge.
Anderson, it wasn't just about the bowling, right? Like, I think the way he carried himself on the field, even when he came out to bat, he looked like, I can't bat for shit, but I'll still talk like I can.
Was it Anderson's Swanee Diaries? One of the first time when they won in Australia in years and years. That was very good off the field. That good old sprinkler dance. That was
But it just shows that like how much we know he loves the game, and it's the same thing that we've said in the first test for England versus West Indies, that if he didn't get pushed out of after the first test, I think he could have played the whole series, right? And it's the same thing I was listening to a podcast like called BBC Test Match Special, and Jimmy Anderson was there, and everyone was talking about the tail enders. This is the podcast with Jimmy Anderson. Sorry to correct myself. And they're talking about like everyone's like, "Oh, fielding's the worst. Like, you're doing nothing, you're just moving around." But Jimmy Anderson goes, "You're not standing around, you're fielding." He's like, "I love it," because he used to play soccer and all these things. He's like, "I love jumping around," and even now, like I get it takes a little while to recover, but even now, if you see him in the recent games before retirement, he was still jumping around, stopping the ball. So it just shows that
I feel
true
like
athlete.
just longevity for a fast bowler. It's too good.
And at no point after that 36, 37 mark as well, the way he was carrying himself on the ground, even right till the last game, you would not, looking at how he was bowling, how he was reacting to the ball on the field, someone said he was 40 years old running around. It was hard to believe.
I mean, last time I bowled 15 overs in a game, I couldn't walk the next couple of days. So, and I'm not even that age, close to that age.
So I think what yeah, go on.
But that's a
Andy.
so that's a no. I was
Okay, go for it. No,
about
you
to
go
go to
for
a
it.
different
Tell
one.
me.
If you go,
We're
Ross.
waiting.
No, I was about to say like he's got records of just great bowling. Majority of the being the open bowler, number one in terms of most wickets by keeper. But when he has his bad days, he gets hammered, and he also holds a record as being number one most runs conceded in a Test match career, which is 18,627, and second is Anil Kumble. So, like, yes, he's great, but when he gets hammered, when he has bad days, he gets
on the other
hammered.
side to that stat, his career spans over 21 years.
Yeah,
So,
That's exactly it.
so the number of overs he must
That's
have
true.
bowled to get to give away so many runs, yes, it's not great. As a batsman, you would love that number of runs against your name. But yeah, over a span of 21 years, and he started when Test matches would last 5 days, and a 300-400 score was great. He's lived through the baseball era. He's lived through where Test was losing its significance because they were purely batting tracks. So he's seen the transformation of the game itself.
Yeah.
Talking,
I feel like one of my favorite moments, or like just watching Anderson bowl, was probably when the rivalry between him and Kohli started. Pretty early on in Kohli's, I think it was his first trip to England, and I think he gave one of the interviews where he's just like, I think I can get about on irresistible eyeball. He walks out, and I'm licking my chops to get him out. And I think Kohli averaged like 4 or 5 runs in that whole series against him.
and that was his first England tour, wasn't it? Kohli's first
tour. Yeah.
Then he came back in the first match. He scored 141, got dropped twice, and off Anderson as well.
Yeah. So after that series, I think Kohli made sure he didn't get out to him for 7 years.
Yeah.
He got out to him 4 times in that series, and Anderson walking around like a big peacock going, Kohli, I got him. I got him in the bag.
In total, he's got Kohli 7 times in his career, and
think about it. All 4 out of 7 came in that one series.
Series. And towards the end, he did say that he enjoyed, and Kohli was the toughest player to bowl against as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Talking about him getting wickets, he got Pujara 12 times, and that's the most he got a batsman at. Right? And next in line is Peter Siddle, the fast bowler from Australia.
Kevin Peterson.
11.
Yeah.
And followed by David Warner. 10 times. And then you go into the list, right? He got Tendulkar 9 times, Smith 8 times, Sangakkara 7, Dhoni 6, Dravid 5, Ponting 4, Sehwag 5. Now Kallis 7.
That's a good list.
And this is what surprised me, right? You look at players, most of them should have been modern day players, but because of his 21-year career, that memories of seeing, Kallis on the list, alongside Kohli, alongside Tendulkar, is like, oh my God, this is a variety of players that is bowled against. And
if you look at his career too, I think overall, I think he's had like 2 peaks. One is when he first started and he got into the groove. I think in 2011 or something, where He was just getting people out left, right, and centre. And we're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
now he's peaking. He's coming into his zone. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
And then he dips down a little bit. And then I don't know what he does, but catches the second wind even better than 2011.
Mhm.
And he's bowling crazy good. But the only difference is, I think this is when he like drops his pace a little bit, and now he's nipping the ball around. And I think he averaged like something crazy, like less than 20 or something that one season.
Yeah, I think the best I've ever seen him ball is probably that first peak that you mentioned, Raj. Remember that series against New Zealand where New Zealand was all out for 50 something, and that was the one where Ben Stokes was hitting double hundreds and like they had players like Aaron Redmond, and they had no clue with him with his swing.
And I think that game with Ben Stokes hitting the big runs, I'm very sure that game was in New Zealand, and Anderson was just like, "What? Wellington?
No,
give me
that
the
was
win."
in England. No, that was in England.
Which one?
Yeah.
Go on.
That was the one they were all off for 50 something.
Scores a 151.
Oh, I've got.
That guy. I think we didn't
Call it out. Call it
that
out.
guy. I think we need to get
Series.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
He's actually pulling it out. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't
Series NZ all
Can't hear you, Chad.
NZ all out for 50.
So
I'm just on my.
That was England. That was all out
You're
for
mute.
58
Oh,
against New Zealand.
Oh, wait.
It's other way.
other way.
Fed
No,
ball
no,
and
no.
Tim
This
Soddy
is
ripped
England's
through.
out for 50. Sorry, no. This is England is out for 50. I was talking about New Zealand being out for 50 something. No,
When
no.
was that? Sorry, sir.
Oh, no, there was.
Is that every game?
Oh,
New
got
Zealand?
him. No way, sir. No way.
Right, this is.
There is a game where New Zealand got all out for around 47, but that dates back to
I knew it.
1958.
No.
So 1958. Come on. Come on, sir.
Oh, that's
Hold
no.
Hold up.
Oh,
But I think
keep talking. I'll
we
keep
can check
looking.
along. We can check along. I think the other big contribution of the big guy was this. The ball that wobbles.
yeah.
the
wobble
yes,
seam.
the swing king.
Wobble
Wobble
seam.
seam.
In my opinion, it's a
the wobble.
scam because there's no way. Come on, there's no way it's a fake. I've grown up listening to people talking about pristine seam position. Look at the ball holding nice and still and going back.
Yeah.
And then this guy
Yeah.
comes in and he's like, no, mate. You just need to wobble it a little bit. And then people ask them, oh, what'd you do? What'd you do with the wobble seam, sir? And he goes, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to go because I'm just making it wobble. And whichever side it pitches, it'll just go that way. Like, I have no clue. If I don't know, Batman don't know. And they're in trouble. And I'm just like, sir, no way.
It's a very simple rule to live
it's
by. But, that's a very simple. I don't know.
Literally said,
Batsman
it's
is a dart.
like,
It's a wicket.
the seam's wobbling, so if it pitches like this, it'll go this way. If it pitches like this, it'll go this way. I'm like,
So all you had to do was the length, right? You just had to
and
get
he
the
cooks
length
us
right.
up in
and it just-
2021.
Yeah.
And he cooks us up in
But
2021.
I thought, yeah.
One of the
So he had COVID to think about it. He's like, let's just confuse myself and the batsman. Who just-
One of the other interesting fact about Jimmy Anderson is, to me, he's always been a first innings bowler. He's got really good record in first innings, and he becomes so ineffective in the second innings unless the second innings starts on day 2. Which has happened quite a few number of times with the way and the pitches have
Especially
been
in
back in
England.
the yeah. If you see all close to 500 of his or 450 odd of his first 700 wickets in Tests have come in first or second innings, where either the bowling first or bowling second. And fourth innings is absolute shockers for from a stats perspective. He's got 90 odd wickets in fourth innings.
Mm.
interestingly, his average isn't that far away in second innings. So he averages 25.86 in first innings, but second innings he's at about 27, which isn't too bad. And he's bowled a lot less in second innings also. It's funny because, like what you said, not effective enough, so the captain doesn't give him enough.
Exactly. I think
overs.
last year's tour to India, you could see him. He was doing the first innings was pretty good, but in the second innings, the captains never tossed ball to him, or he was coming in as a replacement bowler to give the spinners a bit of a break.
But let's be honest, who's going to bowl pace in second innings in India?
You're better off bowling underarm.
That's true.
Isn't that what the? Never mind.
Yeah.
There's a bit of.
What about
that was also against New Zealand, Aman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I did find that game that I was talking about when New Zealand was all off for 68. I think it was in 2008, but that was where I was thinking that was Anderson, but it's actually where Stuart Broad took 7 wickets.
Yeah. That one I remember.
I thought that was happy to be stand corrected.
No, but I thought that was also in New Zealand. No, was that in England?
No, that was in England. I had that one was England.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that was at Lords.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
What do we, Jimmy? What do we think about the 2010-2011 Ashes series in Australia? That was the first time England won since
In Australia,
1986-87.
In Australia.
And Jimmy, in Australia, and Jimmy took 24 wickets and an average of 26.
Ashes never disappoints, and
That was-
for some
that was
reason,
nuts,
except for one odd season, he's always turned up for Ashes. Right, he's right front and center.
Even in Australia, though, I don't think he's got a
Yeah.
decent record in Ashes in Australia.
Nah, I'm probably not
I
as
think
decent as
he
the one in
turned up
England.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
think
well-
I think like Randeep said that in that one Ashes, he may have done really, really well. 24
Yeah.
wickets in a series.
Yeah,
is
that one
decent.
Ashes.
A couple of Ashes later, George Bailey hits him for 24 or 28 off the over, and that was George Bailey's best ever career batting.
Oh no! You can't do Bailey like that. I still remember that one ODI series when he just couldn't stop scoring centuries against India. I think.
Yes, that was against India as well. In India as
Can't
well.
do him dirty like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm assuming if you ask Bailey though, what do you prefer, Ashes Hundies or India ones?
You'll say Ashes Hunt. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
One of the interesting records that he holds coming in to bat at number 11 is he's got the highest number 10 partnership along with Joe Root against India. And collectively...
Is that when he scored a 50?
Yeah, 81. Collectively, the both scored 198 for the 10th wicket.
What a nightmare. What a nightmare.
Oh wow!
The game ended up in a
I
draw.
honestly can't believe that. So I watched
That's
that
crazy.
game, and I honestly couldn't believe what was happening while I watched that thing.
Good old Joe
way.
Root dug in, and Jimmy Anderson gave a really good run for the money as well. He was
Yeah.
very close to scoring his first handy, but could not.
The crazy thing for me is that like his stats mount up quite well, but like I never saw him as someone who was like a really, really high impact bowler until like maybe the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like prior to that, I was like, oh yeah, Anderson's coming, it's all good. Like Anderson at that point was just like, oh yeah, one of their good bowlers. But like in the last 5 years, it was like, oh my gosh, Anderson's coming, you better not swing your bat. The ball's gonna seam this way, the ball's gonna seam that way, just block him out. But as soon as the ball gets old, take him down.
Yeah, I think that has always been his drawback all across his career, right? And if you see wherever Anderson's done best, it's in that first 10-15 over, first couple of spells. He's always got a good support.
And that too in majority England games, right? He's obviously performed the best there, and obviously it's a bit challenging. And as Chai said, is once it gets old, it's just line and length, and
It's the
batsmen
threat
know
factor, I
what's
think.
coming.
There's there's bowlers out there that probably have a threat factor, more threat factor compared to him. I feel. I mean, still, I mean, you have to do something right to take 704 wickets, but when you look at the threat factor, like, I'd be worried if I was facing Glenn McGrath than James Anderson.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
But Glenn McGrath couldn't stay fit enough to stay long.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I'd probably say, Glenn McGrath's peaked and he finished at his peak rather than dragging all along. And, a special meeting called in to ask and tell you you're going to finish up in your first series.
Yeah. But I still think they did him a dirty. I mean, come on. He's so close. He plays this West Indies series
absolutely.
and he gets to the numbers that they would like to. Like, I don't even think Anderson would gloat about the numbers. It would be the English people who would gloat about the numbers of having someone who's got the highest amount of wickets.
Yeah.
and they'll obviously hold that over Shane Warne as an Aussie. Like they would love it.
Yeah,
They would love it.
They had a good chance there. They had a proper chance to hold that, even till the next Ashes comes.
Yeah, and
well, I
they
don't think
could've,
no.
but-
I think just one series. I think he was done.
Yeah.
No. I wasn't, just to correct myself, I wasn't saying he plays to the next Ashes. As in, once he gets his record, they hold it till
But
when the Ashes come.
but
and that
yeah,
makes
you're
it
right.
I think
more competitive.
if
I'm not saying
Anderson
that.
plays the
Let-
next
let-
Ashes, which is in Australia, he gets taken down.
Yeah.
He gets taken down.
I'm
I'm
sure.
not a big fan of this. Play one series and then go away. Like you're there, you might as well play the whole. The
Yeah,
whole,
exactly. Like,
the
why
whole
play
series.
just the first game?
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of them at least
Yeah.
giving him that exit series. Hey, you've done so much. Here's a farewell. Which is real good. But like, just let me play the whole series, 3 matches.
Exit,
Oh,
It's
sorry,
an
exit
exit
match.
match.
not serious.
But
You get the whole series.
In
but a
my
match.
opinion,
A
he should have
match
gotten an
match.
exit series just because so good. But and
Oh,
the
he
way
should've.
West Indies
Yeah, I'm with you.
played, I
He
think
should've won
it
the
felt
series.
like
Yeah.
they had it in the bag regardless of Atkinson or Anderson. But
Yeah.
the only thing I think maybe they wanted to try Atkinson out, like the whole series,
Yeah.
for the big boy matches that come afterwards.
Yep.
And also fair. I don't know.
What do they have next?
Australia's going to.
What do they have next?
Australia's going
Is
to.
was it such a
England next for the ODI series. White
But
Post
no test series, right? No test series.
no test series.
Yeah.
I think Sri Lanka's
no
going.
test series?
Or Pakistan's going. I think something
See,
else.
see, that's the
Someone
thing.
else is coming to England.
Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistan's going to England.
Pakistan's going.
No, Sri
Sri
Lanka's
Oh,
Lanka's
no,
coming.
Pakistan's coming. Yeah, Sri Lanka.
Oh.
Not-
Yeah.
Sri Lanka's
Sri Lanka's going to play
Yeah,
tests.
Sri Lanka's coming.
Sri
And then
Lanka's going to
Australia's
play
coming.
tests. Australia's going to play one day,
then Pakistan.
and then
Oh, yeah.
they got to start their tour to India and then to Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Raj, after reading that, you could have been like, he could have played the whole series, and Atkinson could have been
Well,
for Sri Lanka.
yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
It is what it is, though. Man,
should have done
It's done and
I still
dusted.
can't
It is what it
believe-
is.
Sunset
Yeah.
now, so we could talk
I would have been
whatever.
like, play the first one, then don't play the second one. Come play the third one. But the other thing is, I think it was also a chance if people probably want to get a send off at Lords rather than anywhere else, just because of the history
probably
of
it.
Lords. That's
Yeah.
where he debuted.
Yeah.
true.
yeah, full circle.
Yeah.
And to be still playing and have a stand named against you and still be playing, that's rare.
That's a big achievement in itself,
Yeah.
right? Hey, I'm gonna
Yeah,
bowl
yeah.
from which end? From my end.
From my end. No, seriously, which end? My end. What are you talking about?
Anderson end.
Yeah.
That's
Talking
an honor. That's an honor.
about
Absolutely.
Anderson and his bit of battle, on-field battle. Still remember the sledging between him and Mitchell Johnson, where Johnson says, talks,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
You're not getting any wickets, mate.
Yeah.
It's just open.
Straight next ball and then the silence.
Right.
Like, oh my god, that was so amazing.
Johnson
To
just
watch.
Yeah.
What have
Johnson's
I done?
What?
Yeah.
Luckily, he never got a broken arm.
Uh,
Yeah.
One of the biggest, a 21-year-old career. One of the biggest misses or one of the biggest disappointments from his perspective is he's never played an ICC finals. He's never made, England assets have never made it to finals.
oh,
He stopped play. He wasn't part of 2019 one-day series, one-day tournament.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the biggest.
I think they kicked him out after the 2011 one, right?
Yeah,
He was out after that.
that's it. Yeah. So he's never.
Wait, did he play 2015? Because
Did
his last game was in 2015, I think. Oh,
Maybe we'll ask the stats guy to pull it up. But yeah,
Yeah.
essentially,
Yeah, I think so. Against Afghanistan. Yeah, you're
that's
right.
right.
yeah.
that as a cricketer who's got this long career, you always want to have at least one ICC trophy against your name.
I know.
Our poor guy finishes up a 21-year long career. Not even WTC, they've been pretty good in Test. They didn't even manage to get one WTC as well.
I don't know. I feel like they're England's Test career is a bit of bit overhyped because different topic for different day. I think let's focus on this guy. Yeah,
Different
different topic for different day. But I think also in terms of
no,
ODI
that's good.
cricket, I don't think he had as much of an impact as he did in
Nah.
Test cricket. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it goes back
What
to
doesn't stay
know.
new?
yeah, exactly. The ball doesn't stay new, and I think it literally stopped swinging right after the first 5 overs or something, or like maybe after the 10
Especially back
overs.
then. Especially back then.
Imagine how hard it would have been for him.
Yeah.
Back then, but I don't think he played enough games after the new rule came in, right? Where we had 2 balls from the same both ends. He'd have loved that.
Absolutely. And I was going to say, because most of the players these days feel you should not have 2 balls because you're losing reverse swing at the back end of the game. And Jimmy is like, no, what are you talking about? I could swing the ball for probably a little bit longer at the start of the innings.
That's the other thing, right? Like we don't hear a lot of him like using a reverse swing either, right?
Nah.
Like it was all about the conventional swing.
Conventional.
Yeah. Wonder why that was. Oh wait, not enough pace. Not enough pace.
See, with Jimmy, he's effective in your first 20 overs of the game. And after that, and that if you see English squad, they've always effectively used him as the new ball bowler, complemented by Broad or some other person, and then Jimmy comes in as a replacement or giving other bowlers a bit of a break, a breathing space towards the once the ball's gone old.
Yeah, and after that, it's all around his accuracy, right? Because I mean, he was pinpoint, especially in the latter half of his career, where line and length, he'll relentlessly hit the same spot again and again in the good areas. If the batter misses, he out, he gone. Yeah. Can't believe.
Now it's for him just commentary and podcast.
And
Once he's
and
finished up,
go to the next
it's gonna be
the
commentary
upcoming
and
talent, I
podcast.
think.
Yeah. Oh, and coaching. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot
At some
that one.
point,
That's the trio.
he'll get into coaching. I reckon. Like he'll
Definitely.
surely. I mean, he's got to go into helping the young boys.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, and the moment he announces himself as an active coach, there'll be a long line asking him to join their squad.
Yeah.
Right from IPL where there's a huge investment on coaching staff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be huge. Yeah.
Cool. I think this is it.
That's Anderson. Hats off to him.
That's Anderson. Yeah.
Long live Anderson.
Yeah, and I honestly don't think we're going to see another bowler bowl for this long, especially in Test cricket.
No.
20 years? No way. No way.
No.
I reckon one and done. We're done.
That's it.
One and
Yeah.
done, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't make him
And
the
you know,
same
'cause
anymore.
It literally needs a next level work ethic to keep yourself going in
Yeah.
the longer format. And the way the new boys are going, it's
Yeah.
all just like franchise here, franchise there, franchise here, franchise there.
And
I
also,
don't
you know,
think we're gonna have longevity like this.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between
Exactly.
the calendar, what he started off with, like the cricket calendar for the year, and what the the Sachins and the mid-tier, and then what we have now.
Yeah.
It's a stark difference.
yeah,
It's
he's,
massive
he's,
difference
played, he's played over, and there were a few years where he's played 14 test matches in a year, which,
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be lucky if we have overall 14 games across all nations these days.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
That's true.
All right, guys. That's the wrap. Now help
Ooh.
us get some more eyes and eyeballs so that Randeep can stay in his third slip. Like us, share us, and comment with us. And yeah, watch our older episodes. They're somewhere over
Yes.
here, I think. Wherever I think technical people put. I have no clue. And I say technical people because we have lots of staff everywhere.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Right.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Another episode. Tune in for the next one.